Live at 5, this is 13 News Now.
We begin on the Outer Banks right there. The area blanketed in snow. The flakes fell longer and stronger than expected there. You're looking at some of the photos sent to us by people who live on the Outer Banks. Thanks for joining us. I'm David Allen.
And I'm Janet Roach. The forecast called for about 3 inches in Dare and Currituck counties, maybe a little bit more. But locals tell 13 News Now reporter Megan Shin some areas saw much more than that. And she's live in Kill Devil Hills for us right now.
That's right, David and Janet. We are out here in Kill Devil Hills off of Highway 158. Take a look at the snow mound here behind me. I want to show you this. It shows how much snow they've been pushing off these roads, piling up behind me. It's taller than I am, and I'm a good 5'2" tall. Now, you can imagine how people who live here in this community feel just at least a little bit snowed in.
Got about 8 inches here. Looks like.
The thick of the storm in the Outer Banks caught on video overnight.
Fingers got a little frozen last night. It's coming down pretty hard.
This morning, NCDOT says all their staff is working to clear the streets.
Main roads are pretty good, but the neighborhood's a little bit messy.
About as much as we got in New York last week. New York cleaned it up a bit quicker.
The National Weather Service's communities like Kill Devil Hills have seen the most snow overnight, somewhere between 5 to 7 inches.
I measured 7.5 inches out front today with no snow drift.
NCDOT says they're even having crews from the western part of North Carolina go to the Outer Banks just to help clean the roads.
A lot of people don't know how to drive out here, so they like to play around and end up spinning out and stuff like that, so it's a little hectic out here.
It's way more than everybody was calling for.
Yeah.
So more than everybody was expecting.
I like not having school.
Yeah, that's the fun part.
Main roads like Highway 158 are thawing out and are mostly cleared for now.
Come out and play. We were on the beach earlier. It was awesome.
But drive carefully because black ice could be on the way. And NCDOT says that this storm obviously is not as bad as the bomb cyclone we saw just a while ago, thanks to the warmer temperatures we expect to see during the day as well as at night. But stay with us here for 13 News at 6 o'clock. We'll give you guys details on how these warmer temperatures are affecting the salt on these roads. Reporting live in Kill Devil Hills, I'm Megan Shin, 13 News Now.
Hey, Megan, thank you. The National Weather Service tweeted out this map of snow totals. As you can see, Eastern Carolina is in the dark blue area there, showing about 5 to 10 inches. Hampton Roads got a little less, but it was still a white night. 13 News Now Chief Meteorologist Jeff Lawson joins me now. And Jeff, temperatures are dropping again tonight, right?
Yeah, they won't be as cold as last night, but it is definitely going to refreeze the slush that's out there in spots where it has started to go away. You can see that shot showing a lot of clear skies. Evan showed it a minute ago in Hampton. Right now, there's nothing on radar. Again, everything left us. We had talked about that snow sticking in around the Outer Banks until the early morning, how there'd be that bullseye. So they shouldn't have been too surprised. But anyway, temperatures tonight getting rather cold once again. Right now, we're at 37. Winds out of the west, 11 miles per hour. Pressure is falling, 30.11 inches of mercury. So how cold are we going to get tonight? Well, it'll vary depending on your exact location. We think that on average, it'll drop down below freezing already by probably around 9 o'clock and then continue to fall, as you can see, down into the 20s. Areas that are very rural and still have a significant snowpack, like out, Southampton County, some of the western rural areas, it'll probably be significantly colder even than 28. Right near the water, might be more like 31 or so. So a little bit of a spread, but that's enough to refreeze areas that haven't had that salt treatment yet. So be careful as you head out early in the morning to work or school.
All right, Jeff, thank you. Well, between the holidays and all the snow days, students across Hampton Roads are missing a lot of school, and parents are frustrated with the process. Only on 13 News Now, reporter Allie Weatherton sat down with the superintendent of Virginia Beach Public Schools. She's live in Virginia Beach now, and Allie, there's a call for more transparency.
Yeah, Dr. Aaron Spence says that's exactly what he wanted. He wanted to be more transparent, to tell people and students exactly what he was seeing. And I want to show you exactly what we're seeing here in this neighborhood. pretty clear here. The sun definitely melted most of the snow on the road. You can see there is a little bit of snow right here in the grass, but like Dr. Spence said, he wants to make sure everyone was safe getting to and from school.
It's still falling.
It's this selfie video.
Wanted to show you what one of our school parking lots looks like right now.
Virginia Beach Public Schools Superintendent Dr. Aaron Spence filmed Wednesday night.
It's supposed to be really cold tonight, dropping down into the 20s.
To show parents and students exactly what his eyes are seeing.
We do go out when we have weather and we try to take a look at what's happening, and so we have a great team that does that, but I like to go out and take a look for myself because, I'm going to have to ultimately make that decision.
And in less than 24 hours, that video was viewed almost 12,000 times.
I was watching the Twitter feed last night, and what I really enjoyed, what was kind of fun, was how many students were responding to it.
And it's transparency that Dr. Spence wants. Today, we drove around those neighborhoods and streets. Most of the snow has already melted, but Dr. Spence says he wanted to err on the side of caution.
We have obviously our buses, but we also have parents who drive children, and we have a lot of teenage drivers. And so we need to make sure that not only the main roads, but our neighborhood streets are safe. We need to make sure our school parking lots are clear.
And he's hoping for no more missed days due to the snow.
We would love it if it would just warm up and spring would go ahead and come on in.
Now, Dr. Spence says he's going to be checking out the roads again tonight to make sure they do not freeze. Now, coming up on 13 News Now at 6, you're going to hear from some students who say they're not ready to go back to school. Hear why coming up. Live in Virginia Beach, Allie Weatherton, 13 News Now.
All right, Allie, top of mind right now, how will school districts make up all of these snow days? Each school district has its own method. Virginia Beach students will go to school on January 29th and February 19th to make up for lost days. Chesapeake students will have a full day of school on January 26th. That was originally a half day. They'll also have school on January 29th. Newport News kids will be in class on Monday, January 29th. Following yesterday's storm, superintendents are once again reviewing Makeup Day possibilities. Check 13newsnow.com to see the current Makeup Day schedule in your district.
All right, when it snows, people tend to stay home and pump less money into the local economy. Estimates are last week's storm could add up to a $20 million hit to the area's bottom line. 13 News Now reporter Stephen Graves is live outside the Hampton Roads Small Business Development Center in downtown Norfolk. And Stephen, with 2 snowstorms already this month, businesses have to be hurting.
Yeah, it's something we're not used to here, right, Janet? And a local economist today, I spoke with him, he says that $20 million estimate of a drop in retail sales, most of it falls on the backs of small businesses. But he says better weather doesn't mean a turnaround completely.
Deciding to go to work or even venturing out on your usual errand. It's a slippery slope when 2 snowstorms cripple the Hampton Roads region, sometimes taking money from your pocket.
Those people who work in hourly jobs will see a smaller paycheck because of it.
Old Dominion University economist Bob McNabb says in response, people don't spend on their normal luxuries like food or hair, for instance.
We're not doing any of our cancellation charges or anything with this weather.
We spotted empty seats at this restaurant in Chesapeake. There were way less stylists and customers at Xanadu Salon in the same strip mall. Brooke Lewis says some paychecks here have been cut in half.
A lot of our daytime appointments are moms who are coming when their kids are in school and their kids aren't in school.
McNabb says people using vacation days to take care of family means some are gone to use later in the year, like taking that beach getaway.
We'll see a trickle-down effect throughout the year, perhaps in Virginia Beach with declining tourism numbers. But really, because it's been such a small event at the beginning of the year, it probably won't have that much of an impact.
But we're still in the very beginning of winter, and Lewis hopes nothing else comes for the sake of her bottom line.
We're over it. Definitely over it.
And once things calm down in February, it's estimated that people will overspend a bit, and McNabb says that some businesses should start offering those snow sales. They'll be upfront about it, saying they need people to come in and spend. He says after that spending happens, we still might be at about a $5 million loss permanently, but people are just praying for that better weather to come on in. Reporting live in Norfolk, I'm Stephen Graves, 13 News Now.
Streets of Norfolk were icy but relatively quiet this morning. Kids weren't walking to school and adults headed into work, many of them perhaps a bit late. We hit the Lafayette Shores neighborhood where some got up early to make the most out of the snow. We found Jim Blanchard, who owns Thatcher and Winston. The dogs are taking full advantage of their fur coats, and playing fetch today is certainly easier than it was 2 weeks ago.
When we played fetch, I'd throw the ball, we'd lose it right in the deep snow. But today it's bouncing, and they have a great time. Oh, they just love playing and jumping around and wrestling with each other and rolling around in it.
It's a good day. Just about 2